Hello, everybody. This is Ian, CEO at We Offer Wellness, and we're here for another provider chat. And we have the lovely Dara today. So, Dara, hello, and how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm enjoying the sunshine. Dara, tell us a bit about yourself, starting with where are you based?
So I'm a yoga instructor. I have 650 hours trained in different styles of yoga. I am based between London and Ibiza. So I do a lot of traveling, but yeah, so I teach mainly at Hot Pod in London. That's my regular clients. And I do a few retreats in Ibiza, do some workshops. So yeah, I'm a bit of a travel
Right.
girl.
And we'll go deeper into that. So let's find out a little bit more about you. Now, there's a guitar in the background. Is that you or your husband?
That's my husband. But yeah, I do definitely love music, art, photography, all that kind of stuff. So it
Right.
combines
Okay.
perfectly together.
Right. So creatives in that sense, yeah. So right, okay, all right then. So a little bit about yourself then. So the Ibiza connection. What's that all about?
So I grew up there. My mum still lives there all year round, and I'm originally Dutch, and I grew up there. And then I moved to London when I was about 15, where my photography company started. And that's when I fell in love with yoga as well, which helped me be grounded from all the traveling as a kid. And yeah, so that's what I'd love to share with people.
Oh, wonderful. And in terms of the yoga, how did it come onto your radar? Did you know somebody that was doing it? Was it going on out on the island? I mean, yeah, where did it start for you?
So it started weirdly actually in England when I moved when I was 15. And I went to a class at a boarding school that I was at. And it really helped me ground myself to, between the three countries. And it really helped with physical injuries and stuff. But of course, in Ibiza, there's a very spiritual aspect to it. So it's interesting how it developed for me in England when I was actually raised around a lot of that influence there. So I guess it's a combination of the two, really, and I think that's what's quite nice. I can bring the authenticity of the sort of hippie side of the island, but then the sort of basic structure of the city and the hustle and bustle and how that helped with traveling and grounding. So that's the combo.
Very interesting. So tell us a bit about your retreats then, Dara. So somebody is that all in Ibiza, yeah?
Yeah, so it's my first one this year. It's starting in October, the 2nd to the 6th of October. Yeah, I said that. And it's mainly about the nature. So it's called Yoga and the Elements. And next year I'm going to be doing four of different seasons. So I'm going to do it every year quite strictly in per season. So spring, summer, autumn, and winter, which are my intention is so how nature changes and how that shifts. We are a part of that nature element. And I think we tend to forget that a lot especially in the city life. It's very easy to forget that we are separate from nature because we don't have so much nature in the city. So my idea is to start with Ibiza. It's a little weekend one this year, and the next year is going to be a week one. They're all going to be a bit different. So maybe one will be in Greece, maybe one will be in Formentera, which is an island off Ibiza, and it would just really match of how humans need to transform with the seasons and just allow it to be unapologetically that we have shifts within us and we should learn from what's around us and nature. So hopefully that's my intention that will come across.
I love that. My wife and I are doing a workshop in October as well called the Four Seasons Workshop.
Oh, I
Um,
love that.
but yeah, based on that. Uh, except we're going to cram in all four seasons in one day. But anyway, what you sound fantastic. So look, so somebody's going to come onto your workshop and to your retreat, and what they're going to expect. I mean, is it going to be very full days? How are you sort of envisaging the days to be?
So I have, as I've already mentioned, I'm already a photographer. So I'd like to offer especially this retreat is going to be yoga every day, morning and evenings. But I want to make it accessible to the everyday body, the everyday person. And there's a lot of new business owners and people that want to shift with, maybe going out of a full-time job into being their own business owners. So I'd like to give them an opportunity to have a sort of manifestation day where you can reflect on your year already happened. I've got a personal development coach that's going to join us, but it's a surprise. So that's something as a little addition. And then I'm going to give half an hour slots of shoots if they wanted to have that for maybe some nice memory pictures within the package, or something for the, I don't know, new LinkedIn pictures that's not so clinical, something a bit more natural, beautiful environments, especially when you're looking back at the year, what you've already achieved and where you want to go. Rather than doing that in January, I wanted to do that in October, because that's actually when I start to put my New Year's resolutions into place, because I feel that they actually implement. It's not the whole world's doing it, it's actually doing it for me. So that's kind of a little flavor I want to add to it. And that I grew up there, so I really want to show, it's like a little holiday with me to see where I am, what I'm doing, to connect the two worlds together. And yeah,
Sounds lovely. No, Dara, sounds lovely. Absolutely fine. Look, okay. So when you're not out there in the beautiful Ibiza, and I love Ibiza, you know, and but here in London, okay. So tell us about the yoga that you're doing in the city. What part of London?
So I'm based in South, and I teach full time. Obviously, I get quite a lot of covers at the moment because there's a lot of transition going on. But it's Hot Pod Brixton, and Hot Pod Belgravia. So Sundays in the mornings 9 and 10:30 are my full-time classes in Brixton, and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and 8:30. Monday evenings are my dynamic flow and the normal vinyasa flow at 7 and 8:30 in Belgravia. And I do a few covers at Ndaba, which is yin, which is not full-time. But yeah, I do quite a few covers. So if you follow me on Instagram, you can see where I'm about.
Look, wonderful. And look, talk about the hot pod, right? So someone that's never done that before, but they've heard it, they've seen something flash up on social media. They get as they've come into Real for Wellness, they found you because they're that part of London, they want to try this, and they've got, you know, they've got everything they need. Get to the front door. What's on the other side of that door? What are they going to expect? Apart from your smiley face, of course. Yeah.
So I fell in love with Hot Pod actually like 10 years ago. It's a really amazing space, especially for if you've never done yoga before. They're very inclusive to beginner to intermediates. So we get a lot of runners, boxers that come in. So it's really about this experience of going into this pod. So it's like an inflatable space within the room. You get your mat, your towel. People are always really lovely there. And it's a heated room, so it's 37 degrees. And then they play some lo-fi hip hop, which is really immersive, and it's quite dark in there. So it's purple lighting. So you really, the idea is sort of you're closing off all the senses, and you really get to connect with what you're doing within that time. And the heat allows you to build and melt more deeper into your muscles. So I find it really, really helpful for people that are, again, like runners and boxers that find that they're like, oh, I can't touch my toes. But that's not yoga. That's why I think it's actually important about giving that space to everyone to be able to, you know, find a journey in how closing down your eyes and letting that heat melt you into poses really helps with hot pod. I think it's a very nice stepping stone for that.
Wonderfully articulated. No,
Thank you.
that's described very, very well, especially for someone that's never done that before or wanted to try it. Combining, I say, wellness with the creativity and the love of music, and so I could see how you then, you know, be doing that as well. You know, so look, hello, I'm glad we connected. I'm glad you're part of what we're doing. So people, please do come and find Dara through the Wheel for Wellness. Join in the retreats, join in the hot pod yoga, anything else that you can find in the London, and just become a part of some new experiences. So, Dara, glad to have you with us. Hopefully, see you very soon. And thanks for doing this today.
Great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.